Roblox Piggy is a free-to-play survival horror story game released in 2020 on Roblox by Minitoon. The objective of the game is to escape the map while avoiding an evil humanoid animal. The game has won multiple Bloxy Awards during the 8th annual Bloxy Awards, including Game of the Year. The story fascinates players with regard to the mysteries of the game. By the way, I'm going to hit 150 subscribers to consider subscribing. Anyways, I decided to share with you this wonderful story. The story of Piggy takes place where everybody is an animal except you. Well, the story is like the Walking Dead series, but in the Peppa Pig universe. You are a police officer looking for a missing child named Georgie. The chapter starts with you exiting your car, ready to enter the house of the Piggy family, the place where Georgie was last seen, but then you hear something before you are hit on the head by Piggy, who kidnaps and locks you inside the house. When you regain your consciousness in the bed of a kid's room, you try to get out, but Piggy wakes up shortly after and chases you around. Fortunately, you manage to escape and then you decide to go to the station to get some help.
You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
You arrive to the station and ask anyone in there, when all of a sudden a voice is heard through a loudspeaker. The person from the other side tells you that there is a monster in the station and you should evacuate to the garage. As you explore the station, you encounter Mother, who starts chasing you around. You're in a police station, just use a train SMG. Despite this, you manage to open the barricaded door from the garage and find out that the person who spoke through a loudspeaker is actually a co-worker and friend, Doggy, who asks you to bring him some gas to fuel his car. You give it to him and you two drive off from the station and then start chatting a little. Soon the car runs out of gas in the middle of the city where the infected surround the car. You just now refueled it. You and Doggy run into the gallery for shelter and seal the building, only to realize that Father had entered as well. Well, how did he enter? I don't even know. After escaping the gallery, you travel into the forest. 4 weeks later, you recall that the monsters you saw were all of your friends. Well, I did not know that. Not bothering to answer your question, Doggy tells you to get some sleep. All of a sudden, you are awakened by a bark and see that Doggy is nowhere to be seen. And there is an empty bottle near the fireplace. While looking around, you find out that Doggy is infected, so he will kill you with an axe if you get too close. After escaping the forest, you find a walkie-talkie. All of a sudden, someone from the other line says, "Hello, is anyone out there?" The person from the other side is Mr. P, a famous celebrity, who asks you to save his friend from the school and meet him in the sewers afterwards. The infected teacher is the one who is chasing you in this chapter. Anyways, meet Bunny. She has a crossbow, feed her some carrots, and she will knock out her. If you don't feed her a carrot, she will not help you like a heartless bunny, even if you're dying. Anyways, when you and Bunny finally make it to the sewers, you meet Mr. P, but you also fall unconsciousness. You later wake up briefly to see that you are being taken to the hospital, with Bunny assuring that you will be fine. You also briefly see a hallucination of Doggy. You awake in the hospital and Bunny tells you that Mr. P is waiting on the roof. Let's hurry, implying that Mr. P is going to help you and Bunny escape with his helicopter. It turns out the hospital was raided by the infected. When you finally reach the rooftop, you and Bunny discover that Mr. P left without you. Top 10 anime betrayals. You decide to go through the metro instead. This is where you and Bunny end up. Bunny says that she does not feel too well, leaving a crossbow to you so that you can use it to stun the infected with carrots found around the map. Your main goal of this chapter is to get the train working again while being chased around by Zombie Piggy. In the end of the chapter, Bunny reveals to you that she drank the potion that Mr. B gave her, and that she will soon turn infected. You have no choice but to leave Bunny behind due to her being semi-infected. After you leave, Bunny is left to fight off the infected by herself. You enter the carnival in search for Mr. P, but you don't find him over there, so you leave. You find two new survivors, Pony and Dizzy. As you chat with them, Foxy sneaks up behind you. Like any smart person, the Pony asks you, "Is that your friend?" Absolutely not. Pony steps in and stuns him with his wooden sword. Then they take you to this safe place. You must pass through the city to get to their safe place. When you finally manage to fix the gate and escape, you start chatting with two new survivors about what your lives were like before the infection. Who cares? All of a sudden, a dark figure is seen behind a dumpster and runs away when you and others notice it. You and Zizzy go to check it out, but Pony stays behind at a safe place. You and Zizzy realize that the person watching the group is hiding in a mall. In this chapter, you are attacked by the Terminator, Robbie. Also, an infected named Mousy is patrolling the vents. Just like Bunny, Zizzy won't help you if you give her some grass. When you finally open the door, you find out the person watching the group was Georgie, who is still alive, hiding from the infected. I don't know how is he alive. I guess it's a pig. You and Zizzy take him to the safe place where you meet Z and Zuzi, Zizzy's younger sisters, who refer to you as funny looking. Also, there are two more survivors present, Giraffe and Mimi. Pony then says he managed to track down Mr. P's helicopter signal.
How in the world did he track down the helicopter signal?
Well, I don't know, but anyways, you and Pony Zizzy set out to find Mr. P, while Georgie Piggy is watched by the two younger sisters, Z and Zuzi. You, Zizzy, and Pony track Mr. B's helicopter signal to a military outpost. The outpost is infested with infected soldiers. At the end, you get ready to go into the power plant, but you find out Georgie followed you. He also unintentionally attracted many infected soldiers. Pony and Zizzy stay behind to fight a crowd of the infected soldiers who have gathered. You and Georgie go into the plant and find Mr. P, who is a cyborg now. You and Georgie continue to chase Mr. P into his power plant. Mr. P stops and says that he just wanted to be left alone, but the memories of his past still haunt him. He then loads his plasma gun and shoots us. After completing the chapter by giving Mr. P the photo of his wife, Mr. P finally gives in, admitting that he was wrong and that he regrets what he had caused. Georgie wants to hurt him for infecting his family, but you step in and stop him from doing so, saying that if he hurts Mr. P, he's no better than him. You stay behind and talk with Mr. P, and you ask him what has happened to start the outbreak. Mr. B explains that his wife, Mrs. P, was sick with a disease and he needed to make an antidote. He even rushed the doctors to test it. The Piggy family volunteered to test the antidote. They took the potion and began feeling stronger. And Mr. P thought the potion was proper, so he gave it to his wife. Everything was fine until Mr. P heard news that the Piggy family was started becoming hostile. He thought it was nothing else, but soon Mrs. P started becoming hostile too. He tried to take care of the mess, then you came along. Reveals to you that he and his researchers found signs of infection in you, but you were fine. While he was doing more research, the hospital was raided and Bunny was attacked. So Mr. P gave her another potion, but realized what he has done and left the hospital. Mr. P then wishes you and Georgie the best of luck and tells you to leave. After that, you meet up with Zizzy and Pony, who finished knocking out the soldiers. Georgie suggests about looking for a cure. At the end of the credits, Mr. P's hat is nowhere to be found, indicating that he's still alive.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing as I am trying to hit 150 subscribers. Take care and goodbye.